Welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 1st of March 2023. And here's today's news headline, bit of a tongue twister as well. Formidable Feb data, F's bonds, bulls as Fed pivot, puke, punk stocks and commodities. Make of that what you will. The death of the Fed pivot narrative and the birth of the ODT dominance. The ODT dominance, we looked at this last week. These are options with less than a day to expire, and you only need to know this bit is there. It enables traders to potentially make a quick buck, and that's why you're seeing the volatility at the moment. This seems to be something that's dominating the markets from last week and this week, and obviously with computers it's a lot easier to execute. So that's what part of this headline is. As for the rest, make of it what you will. Dollar and UST gains as stocks dip into month end. Well, that's not lasted long because the market's recovered 80% of yesterday's drop. US stocks mostly weakened at month end after soft US data and hot inflation from France and Spain. Yeah. Economic news today. We've got Bailey speaking at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. we've got manufacturing. So it's very light on news this week. And it's about time we saw some sort of rate news from the UK. It's been a while since we saw an increase in rates, but that won't come today. I don't know what Bailey's going to be speaking about. Does it say what he's speaking about? Due to speak at the cost of living crisis conference organised by the Brunswick Group in London. Oh, there you go. So questions are going to be asked, and no doubt he'll give the right answers for the market to move to the upside. Okay, let's have a look at the markets and kick off with the Dow. It's been a massive reversal overnight for the markets to the upside. So let's start off with the Dow and have a look at yesterday's trading and also what's going on at the moment. So kicking off with the Dow, we've traded down to the support that we've had shown in the charts for the last week, 32,576. The market bouncing off this overnight. No surprise really, because this is where it last moved to the upside after finding support. And you can see they're already charging to the upside. Down yesterday, but no major selling in this market. 30-minute chart. You can see that we moved up yesterday on the overnight. As soon as the Dow opened, we sold off. We then traded sideways, and then before the close and the end of the session, the market moved lower on the overnight as well, down to the S2 from yesterday's trading session. And since then, the market has moved up 150 points, heading towards 200 points on the upside, and expect this to continue initially, at least when the market opens this morning for the DAX. And speaking of the DAX, yesterday we have demand for the whole day inside bar, didn't really sell off. Overnight we got a straight reversal, the market already heading for yesterday's high. In the 30-minute chart, there's the high of yesterday. That's when the market put all of the points back on after selling off initially, and then came down with the Dow. But overnight, you'll see that the market has retraced yesterday on the 30-minute chart, retraced down to 78%. Using this overnight, the market has now moved back to the upside and is currently retraced 78.89 on the upside. So a strong move overnight for the DAX. This up just over 100 points by the looks of things. I would say that that's the case. So good move already. That's a small amount for the DAX these days, 200 to 300 point move. So there still could be some on the upside to get through the high of yesterday and continue to move prices to the upside. If not, we're likely to come back and retest the DP, but in the road we've got the 50 EMA and the 20 in the 30-minute chart. In the 5-minute chart yesterday, you can see that we had the initial sell-off, the market dropping 100 points, then it consolidates, then we get the retracement back to being oversold with demand, and then we make our way back up all the way through the morning. The US comes on stream and the market drops, and we get exactly the same pattern as we saw in the 30-minute Dow. Market trying to move back, and then moving down in the evening with the Dow all the way down. We get the gap down, then we get the retracement, and then we've moved up from this point and continue to do so at the moment. Already you can see that they're trying to buy into this and to move it higher. Whether this is a dummy or a sucker's rally to bring people in, bearing in mind the news of the no Fed pivot anymore, it could be just that, just to bring people in and then dump it when the cash market opens, which is what we saw with the Dow yesterday. They used the futures market in the electronic session to bring the Dow all the way up, and then as soon as it opened, the market tanked to the downside. So sometimes you've got to think about these things both ways. We know they want the markets up and they want to continue to move them to the upside and get back to those all-time highs. But if they can't do that, then they will try and exit by sucking people in using the electronic market. And then when the cash market opens, they'll send the market down. It's just a way of boosting prices overnight of the underlying stocks. In the S&P, let's start with the daily charts. You can see there we've got the market sideways at that 89% retracement, attempting to move higher. It has done overnight, but let's just go back to yesterday first. We saw the market sell off to the previous day's low. It came back and looked at this in the afternoon as well, again how powerful that low was, retraced and then went back again and then made that high that we've got there now. Overnight, the market again coming off yesterday's low, just making sure that they bring the market back to the upside. Struggling a bit at the 50 EMA there with the bit of selling coming into the market there. DP should find support for the market. If not, then it will move lower. In the FTSE 100, also coming off the low of yesterday, market down, but then coming back strongly overnight, which you'll see there. But let's look at yesterday, market down, taking out the low, but they try and bring it back above the low. It holds for a while, but then it becomes a resistance to moving higher, shaken out with the Dow, and then brought back to the S2 and the 20 bar moving average before back down and coming off the overnight low there, which you can see at the moment. Through the DP though, and above the 5 bar moving average and 50 and 20 at the moment. It's got some problems with the 200 and the R1 above it. Of course, this market's going to be looking closely at what Bailey has got to say as well from 10 a.m. And in the GBP JPY, you can see yesterday the market rallying strongly, then getting hammered to the downside, but recovering overnight as it found support at the 200 MA that it's managed to get through. 30-minute chart, you can see yesterday morning trading up nicely and then getting absolutely hammered when the US dollar came on stream at lunchtime. The market also moving up overnight as well, trying to recapture some of those lost gains. In the pound, similar picture, pound up sharply and then hammered back down as the dollar gained a bit of strength. Overnight though, finding support bouncing off the 5 bar moving average. And in the 30-minute chart, you see the similar picture to the GBP JPY. Market up sharply to begin with and strongly, but then getting hammered mid-morning as we went into the Dow and the futures trading of the Dixie. Then trying to move up overnight as well. This is going to be influenced by what Bailey has to say as well at 10 a.m. And in the US dollar, yesterday, a bit of a wild day. The market up, but overnight it's down. Let's look at this in a bit more detail in the 30-minute chart. And there we can see. So the dollar moving up and yesterday, and then overnight it's back down. So yesterday morning we saw the dollar go down. They bought back in. You can see the massive volume there. 3 o'clock they moved the dollar up and everything else got crushed. But as far as the GBP JPY and the cable, and then trying to find a bit of support at the moment at the 200 MA to move back to the upside. In the metals, big surprise yesterday. Silver allowed to move back to the upside. We've had the March delivery numbers, though the last trading day is gone as well, which I think was either yesterday or Monday. So this moving to the upside yesterday and above the 200 MA. I'm really surprised that they're allowing this to happen. We came off the lows yesterday, strong move, and also continuing on the upside. I very much doubt that this will be allowed to continue for too long. Watch the high if it comes back this morning. Same with gold, also yesterday. First green bar we've seen in a number of days. Moving back to the upside there at the 1814 and 1794. So $1,800 really, I suppose, psychological level is the key there for this one. So participants buying at 1800. There's the 30-minute chart. There's the low, and also the previous day, Monday, and then the market reacting to that bit of dollar weakness. And moving back to the upside there. Finally, let's have a quick look at the gold-silver ratio. And surprise, surprise, silver's acceleration in price yesterday was far more than gold, and therefore we're seeing a decline yesterday and overnight at the moment from that 88 level. Okay, that's it for this one. Let's see what Bailey has to say at 10 a.m. and how the markets are going to continue, or are they going to continue to move to the upside today? Or like I say, is this just a sucker's rally to get people in and then bring the market down? So as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.